Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Emre Övsay. We are going to talk about the usage of Wispex and iRoot Pro for best endodontic cases. You know the importance of endomotor and apex locator in the clinic. It's mostly the best part of endodontic treatment. So you need to clarify all the details about the usage of your endodontic devices. And also, you need a compact system, a system that combines your every endodontic instrument to use in your clinical practice. This is the webinar series 3 to talk about the fundamental tools about the endodontic treatment. You know, I'm the global speaker of Fundamental, and I'm a faculty member. My faculty is at the west coast of Istanbul. It's a very nice dentistry faculty. The ones who don't know me, I need to introduce myself. And we have always doing practical endodontics with our students in our dentistry faculty. We have a special team with Dr. Atav and our assistants. We also have nice preclinics. We use microscope. We use all fundamental products for dental applications and endodontic therapies. I always start with a question to clarify something about the endodontic treatments. I usually ask to the clinicians that, do you use a compact system or a detailed unit for your endodontic cases? You know, mostly some clinicians want to use apex locator and endomotor separately. Some endodontists like to use the endomotor integrated units with apex locator. Some use downpack system, downpack devices. Some use hand pluggers. Some use other stuff. But for endodontic therapies, for successful therapies, you need to have a detailed unit that includes everything and connects with each other, because basically it's an ecosystem like Apple devices or Microsoft devices. So all your tools need to be connected with each other to understand all details about your endodontic applications. When they are connected, they are like your right hand. So you can have basically the most efficient endodontic methods for your therapies. When I first work on and used Fantabot system, it's like a Champions League. That's why I always try to make something combining endodontic therapies. Pro, Wispax, iRoot, and downpack devices, and also eFiller is a part of the system. And today I'm going to explain you some details about the usage, the specifics of the specifications of the endomotor, apex locator, and how you can manage to combine them to use in your clinical practice. Believe me, it's mostly the most interesting part of the system is like when you look or examine a patient, it's too easy to handle all the tools together with a paddle. So this is the most important part of the system. And I believe if you try to use this system in your clinical practice, you will be so efficient in every endodontic case, and you can easily manage all your setup for endodontic treatment. So to start and give some information about the iRoot Pro, it's a very efficient endomotor with high-speed RPM, and you know it says a CE certificate. It's a very, very good endomotor for using in your endodontic cases. It has an integrated apex locator with stable contour angle, and it works so fluently and stable for your rotary file system. It includes most rotary file systems inside. And we have a good news that we will integrate Rising system into iRoot Pro. With the new software, it will be released with the Rising, and also MCS 18 will be released with Rising. So you will have both very efficient endomotors for your clinical practice if you want to use the Rising system. You know, I always mention Rising in my webinars and presentations because I'm also so excited that it will be released soon, and it will be an endodontic solution. It's not just files. You know, our words is we are not offering you endodontic files. We offer you a system that changes everything. So it will be a system with all the packages included with endodontic therapy. Yeah, to talk about Font iRoot Pro, it's very, very efficient and professional endomotor. And the design is very good because it feels the anatomy of your hand. So you can use the endomotor easily, and it captures all the workouts. So you can easily use it in your clinical practice. It's so convenient and so professional for your endodontic therapies. To mention about the details about the iRoot Pro, it's integrated. It has integrated apex locator, and as I mentioned you, it has the all NiTi files. Mostly the well-known NiTi files are integrated into the endomotor. There are 6 angles available. Both hands are accessible. It has 10 memory settings and quick setting mode. It's a portable, cordless, and it has anatomical design. It's integrated wireless control function displayed. It synchronizes data, and it's the best part of it is it's cordless. Most of the brands try to produce cord endomotors with cord with cables, but we're in 2024. So we don't want to use cables. We don't want to see cables everywhere. So just you put it in your charging stand, and believe me, it lasts I use more than 20 patients without charging the unit. So it is a very powerful battery, and it is very efficient for the usage. And also I will mention about the specifications of the apex locator, which is integrated into the endomotor. And the most important part of it about the apex locator is the accuracy while working on patients. If you have accurate results for an apex locator, it means it's a very good application unit that you can use in your endodontic practice. Yeah, to explain some details and working modes of the endomotor, it has 4 working modes. It has also a doctor choice mode that you can adjust and put your settings for your iRoot Pro. It's apex locator controlled endomotor. You know, in the 4 working modes, you can use apex locator independent, or you can use endomotor independent. So the most convenient root canal treatment system, complete root canal length measure, root canal preparation on the handpiece. Just need to connect a lip hook with the motor to make the canal length measurement and preparation at the same time. So it's a very good option to use in your clinical practice. You just put the hook to the patient's mouth, and you just push the button to start the endomotor, and it works fluently, and it has accurate results. You can also adjust RPM, torque, and area setting from the LCD screen, which is also is very convenient to use while you're endo treatment. And it's a small detail, but with R&D, when we try to produce a product, it's the most important part is the noise of the product. What do I mean with the noise of the product? When you are treating a patient, you know, the patient don't want to hear some strange noises, some working noises of your dental devices. So you can lower the volume of the apex locator while working, and the contra angle, and inside the contra angle, the working stuff is very, very isolated from the environment. So when you try to work inside a root canal, the patient don't hear the working noises of the product. So that's the best option to use that endomotor, and it's very efficient to use in your clinical practice. I mentioned most of the specifications of the product. Of course, the rotation is important. It has also reciprocating mode, anti-clockwise and clockwise. And when you adjust the settings, and when the file starts, and when you try to reach the apical, the file can stop, or it can slow down to reach the apical, or it can take back the file to the coronal part. So you can adjust these settings from while integrated with Apex Locator. It means auto reverse function and auto stop function is very important for an endomotor. It has a very powerful battery, as I mentioned. So I don't need to charge in my every case. I treat 20, 25 patients without charging my endomotor. And the most important thing that of the endomotor, that it doesn't lose its power, because battery integrated devices, if they don't have a large capacity battery, and if the battery is not durable, when you use the battery, it removes the power of the device, so it decreases the function of the device. But in that endomotor with iRoot Pro, it's very accurate and it works fluently. So it has a charging stand. You put that in the charging stand, and you can use after charging it. So the apex locator inside the iRoot is the Wispex. So you can have the Wispex alone itself, or you can use the apex locator integrated mode. It's mostly they have the same accurate results when you make in your clinical practice. But basically, the most important point is that if you want to use the apex locators in a high screen mode, or you want to use it in a small LCD screen while working on your patient. And the working modes of the control unit is the auto stop, auto reverse, and auto start. So if you put it into auto start mode, it can start by itself when contacts with the root canal, and it stops when you disconnect the file from the root canal system. So iRoot Pro starts working when it's integrated into the root canal, and to prevent any unknown actions when you remove it, it stops when it's disconnected from the root canal, and it's very important. Most of the endomotors, the producers of the companies which they produce endomotors try to make this, but in some brands you cannot see that clearly. But this works very clearly. When it contacts, it starts. When you take off, it stops. So it's the best part of the iRoot Pro. So you can make the apical start operation length, and if you put an automatic inversion point between 0 and 4 unit distance from the root apical, you can adjust just the workout of the endomotor. It can automatically slow down with the warning tone. This is also very important because when it's try to slow down, you see the warning tone coming. It says you're coming to the apical, you are reaching the apical, you need to be careful. So this is very important for us. And you need to set the operation length to between 0 and 4 units from the workout, and you can adjust it to automatic reverse to exit when reaching the apical foramen. So it can slow down or give you a warning tone, or it can go back to the coronal part with the automatic reverse function. For me, I am using the automatic slowdown because I always try to get to the apical easily. So it slows down when it goes to the apical without interfering the apical constricture. So it's very important. And when it slows down to the apical, I just hear the voice that it's reaching the apical, and I pull my endomotor back to make it clean and clear. Automatic reverse with a warning tone when resistance higher than the set torque limit value. It also, when you are working inside the root canal and also in reciprocating modes, the action of the endomotor works and stocks the file inside the root canal system, so it pulls itself back to reach the coronal part. And it's very important to for the inhibition for breaking the file inside the root canal system. So when you pull endomotor and it works automatically reverse, it exits the root canal, the file leaves the root canal, so you can easily make your action for preventing the breakage of the file inside the root canal system. This is mostly the basically the most important part for using your endomotor in your clinical practice, because when the file stuck inside the root canal system and it breaks, you will have many problems for removing the file from the root canal system, and we don't want to waste time on that. So we need to develop our products in every year to reach the maximum limit to use in your clinical practice. It's a very important portion of the R&D department, and I know that I'm inside them. So they work very hard and very efficient to release you mostly the best products units for the endodontic solutions. So let's watch a video. Hello everyone, this is my clinic. To understand how to use the devices in your clinical practice, you need to combine iRoot Pro with the Wispex Apex Locator via Bluetooth connection. Here is our iRoot Pro. To open the device, you should press the opening button. We have the good news that we are going to be integrated into Rising system inside the iRoot Pro. It's a very efficient endomotor with CE certificate. So actually you have to press this part to change the RPM. And also you change the modes. With S button, you can adjust all the settings from here, and you can connect via Bluetooth to pedal. This system, Fantabot system, has a pedal shift, so you can connect via Bluetooth and you can control all devices with the pedal usage. This is our iPedal for Bluetooth application. I would like to show you the basic application of the Bluetooth connection. Now here we need to open the Bluetooth from settings. The Bluetooth is on. You need to press the pedal. Very easily connected. And now it's connected. It's a very nice type of usage for the clinical applications. We insert our file here to see how it works. Now, when you press the pedal, you can just control your endomotor, and you can see the apex locator working during your clinical practice. It's a very, very nice R&D equipment. It's the best way to use your endomotor and apex locator with a pedal control, and as you see, it's wirelessly and completely a unique system with Fanta Dental. With the Fantabot system, with iPedal, you can combine all your Fanta devices in your clinical practice. best systems which I use in my clinic. Yes, it's the best system that I use in my clinical practice. It's, as you see, it's a combined system. With the Bluetooth connection is very important. When we work on the Bluetooth connection, we use the latest Bluetooth chip to make it easier for the connection. Because when you try to make a connection for your headphones or for your Bluetooth devices, you put the device and sometimes it search and has a problem to see the device via Bluetooth. But we integrated the best Bluetooth chip inside the endomotor. So when you just once press the pedal, it's connected. It's so fluently and so easily connected with each other, and that's the best part of it. And you don't have your connection doesn't cut out while working on your patient. You just press the pedal, you equalize the every detail with your pedal. And also it has two pedals. One is the red one and one is the black one, as you see in the video. You can use the black one example to control your endomotor, and you can use red one to control your another device. So you can bothly combine your two devices together for according to your clinical applications. So when we talk about the apex locator, it's also a very good detail for your endodontic practice. The apex locator integrated endomotor iRoot has the same specifications of Vispax integrated inside. That's the most important part. But if you want to have a separate screen for your endodontic applications, for a separate screen apex locator for the usage, you can use the Vispax apex locator, and you can combine Vispax with also iRoot Pro. All the details which I mentioned today is not limited to these actions. Of course, in the other webinars and the social media and in YouTube, I will always share videos with you to explain you all the details about the Fantobot system. This is just for a fresh start to give you some details about the system. So I sometimes ask in my lectures that to all clinicians, not to just endodontists, for the basic stuff to maximum performance for the apex locators, I ask them actually, you take a radiograph and X-ray while you are operating the patient, and after that, you have 20 millimeter working length for a tooth. You take the radiograph, you see 20 millimeter, and you calculate it with apex locator, and it's actually 17 millimeter. So if you have a problem with the working length, it means the radiograph doesn't match the apex locator settings, and the apex locator is different from your X-ray. So you need to verify, and you need to take the calculation of the apex locator, not the radiograph. But in the endodontic market, it's very hard to say that every apex locator is accurate. So the price of the apex locator changes the accuracy level. So if you have cheap apex locators, they are cheap because the chip inside the apex locator is cheap. So that's why they are very, very cheap apex locators. And actually, Vispax has the most upgraded new chip for calculating the working length, and we make it affordable because we want every clinician to have accurate results for their calculations. And the stage of the chip is important because the upgraded chips has very good functions for calculating the working length. And if you put sodium hypochlorite inside the root canal, you get accurate calculation. If you change your file, you get the same result, and it's very important. So basically, we upgraded the chip to the latest level, but the company made it in an affordable price to calculate all the results. So we will also have a publication with the WISPAX, the accuracy of the apex locator compared to some other brands in the market. Believe me, it has very accurate results, and the accuracy is the most important part for an apex locator. So if you have a well-known apex locator, if you have WISPAX and you calculate the working length, you need to take the accuracy of the apex locator, because in that picture, as you see, the file seems to be as it's like in the apical, but it's beyond the apical, beyond the apex. So it's not a good way to finish the case like that. If you could finish the case according to the radiograph, it means the patient will have pain, because you're going to take the root canal material outside the root canal to the apical part. So it's not a good option it's not a good problem to face in your clinical practice. But I know all endodontists, also me, have problems sometimes with the root canal fillings. We all know that. It's basically the star part of the endodontic therapy, but it doesn't matter. You won't have problem if you have accuracy with your apex locator calculation. It has a very good quality LCD screen, and it's with colors, because it's important to have a colorful LCD screen. We just try to upgrade all the devices with the best settings. So when you check the LCD part, the Bluetooth connection is active when you open the apex locator, and if you open the apex locator and it search the around devices quickly, when it finds the iPaddle, and when it finds the iRoot Pro, it's just easily connected to each other very easily. And also, I always advise you to clarify and adjust the millimeter parts according to, you don't have to reach the red line. You just need to have 0.5 millimeter from the apex. Okay, you should be 0.5 millimeter above to work out with your working length, and you can easily then adjust your file inside the root canal to calculate your working length. So there are some important features, some special details about the product. When I take an endomotor or apex locator, I need to see the screen with high resolution, because the technology is growing. Okay, we don't actually want to use colorless apex locator screens and colorless setups for your clinical workout. The second important part is that the apex locator, the inside inserted chip, is very efficient, and it can make auto calibration to understand the working length with your apical usage. It can calibrate itself until it removes your working length. I mean, it makes auto calibration, so you don't have to calibrate the apex locator, or you don't lose your calibration. Okay, it just has accurate settings in every case. So it has high accuracy in wet and dry canals. It doesn't matter what you use. If you use EDTA, sodium hypochlorite, or anything, it doesn't matter. You just put your file inside the root canal system, and you just have the accurate results. Of course, you can adjust your reference position while working. but be aware of the red line because it's nearly reaching the apical. You need to take it 0.5 millimeters above the root canal from the apical. So that's the best part. And it has a very highly produced technology. It has the advanced dual frequency technique. So you have accurate results while you use in your clinical practice. So it's a very small apex locator. It's just you can hold it with your hand. It's smaller than my iPhone, so it's very portable to use. And also it has a stand. You can put it on the table, or you can just hold it with your hand to calculate the working length while you are operating on a patient. And also I need to remind you that the Bluetooth setup is very easy to handle. So you just open the button and you can just see that it search around for your similar devices, and it connects very easily. Also, I'm going to show you some detailed videos in social media about connection of the Vispax to iRoot Pro and connection of the other downpack devices to use in your clinical practice. It's a very nice way to press the pedal to use your downpack device. You don't have to push the button while working on the patient. So it's highly comfortable application in your clinical usage. It's very easy to use, and it's you need to use your time efficiently while operating the patient. So it's mostly the best way to use the iPedal to combine all your devices. That's why we call it a Fantawatt system. It's like a system. You can just make the adjustment like this. It's very easy to make it. And this is my unit, which I use in my clinic. I also have e-filler. I also have Actor One Pro, iRoot Pro, and Vispax. It's a totally affordable unit, endodontic unit for your clinical practice. When I give some information about the devices, I always want to show you some cases with the files. So according to my clinical practice, the mostly liked file for me until my file Rising is the F1, because it has a really magically design. It's self sided on cross section, and it's very efficient on your clinical practice with your shaping. And today I'm going to show you some cases, but some specifications of the file is different from normal usage, because I passed F1 for many times, and I have some interesting methods for the F1 application in dental practice, in endodontic treatment. That's I'm going to show you some cases and explain you some details. F1 is a unique file and a very special file patented to Dental. It has a very smooth shaping inside the root canal system, and that's a unique file for me. It's the one part is the working part, and the other part is the carrying part of the instrument. So it means it cuts with the screwed part, and it carries the debris from the flat surface. And mostly, it's the most of the files on the market. Sorry about that. Most files have less debris removal from the root canal system, but F1 removes all the debris from apical to coronal. But according to our R&D studies, Rising will pass the limit from debris removal to 3 times more than the F1. But F1 is also a magical and interesting file, which I will give you some details about the F1 file. AF F1 is approved and selected by Stella Italiana Endodontics, which is the most popular and most known endodontic society across the world. So they make the sequence of F1 as a Stella Italiana Essential Kit, and it is also released in the market. You can try that selection of the files, and it's very easy to use in your clinical practice. F1 is R-wire technology. It has the best cutting angles, and it is released as a single file system, but it has also a compact kit that starts with number 13, number 20, number 25, and number 30. I always use the 4-tapered F1 for my cases. I don't need to use the 6-taper one. Actually, it has superior cutting efficiency and very high resistance to cyclic fatigue. And mostly, the interesting part of the file is easily you can bypass the file. If you separate the file inside the root canal, if you break a hand file, if you break another instrument, if you break reemerge H file, it doesn't matter. You can bypass the file with F1, but it's not a true word to say that you always have the same accurate results. It doesn't mean that you can always bypass a file with F1, but you can increase your success for the bypassing with F1 system. So basically, it's not a file produced for bypassing, okay? But you can use F1 to bypass the separated file. It's just an option you can use, but actually, it's not a bypass file, okay? It's a shaping file, but it has some more special specifications to use that file. So if you go through it, it has 21 millimeter, 25 millimeter, and for longer root, you have 31 millimeter, which I use in my clinical practice for your canine teeth. You can use that instrument. I don't go through to F4, F5, or F6 because they are 6-tapered instruments. I finish my therapy at 4-taper, and I usually actually use number 30, and sometimes for large canals, 35 to complete my treatment. It's F1 has a very difficult manufacturing procedure for the factory because you need to put all the details on the file to have the same quality. It's very important for the R&D department. We always work on it to equalize all the quality of the products, of course, but F1 has a huge manufacturing procedure. But according to the manufacturing procedure, it's extremely flexible, durable, and it's a very it has a very safe design to use inside the root canal system. Of course, it's a millimeter mark, and as it's a shaper file, it has inactive tip rather than you can make perforation if the shaper file has active tip. But it doesn't inhibit the apical constructure or the apical procedure while you are shaping the root canal, and this is a very important part of it. And it has a passive cutting tip that cuts the dentinal walls passively without any aggression, and that you can easily use your file to shape your root canal. When I go to my lectures, and every clinician asks me, why do you use F1? So we need to put that in the brochure of F1 to show why I need to use F1, because it's always a challenge to balance the sufficient cutting efficiency and extreme flexibility and While that it's a specialized product for F1, CM WireTech allows for the extreme flexibility and cutting efficiency gets improved by the flat design of the file. So imagine a file that it has a flat design. The one part cuts the debris from the dentinal walls, the other carries the debris, the other flat surface carries the debris to the coronal part. But to give you some information about the flat surface, this is very important for clinical practice. Mostly endodontists gave up using the gel EDTA while working on the root canal. But some clinicians try to use EDTA gel for working inside the root canal system. Okay, we never recommend you to use EDTA gel with F1 because the gel part stucks on the instrument, and if the instrument rotates inside the root canal, the debris also goes to the surface of the flat side. It stucks inside the root canal, and if you try to remove the instrument, you can break the instrument inside the root canal system. For the solution, it's highly not recommended to use EDTA gel with F1 system. It's not accurate for you, okay? Please, if you want to use EDTA, use it is in liquid form, okay? Mostly files, new technology files, you don't need to use EDTA gel, but some clinicians love to use it. Even my father, he's a general dentist. He always try to put EDTA gel on the file or inside the pulp chamber to shape the root canal. But the highly recommended part is you never use EDTA gel for using your F1 file. And even if there's a curved root canal, your file never stops. It can pass the curvature and go to the apical. So it can always open your path to reach the apical. And in some cases, I just don't use my hand file to reach the MB2. I just put the number 13 with 3 taper to enter the root canal and to reach the apical very easily and very efficiently. So you don't have to negotiate with the calcification. You just need to put your file and remove to the apical part. And according to some studies in the market with the competitors, the degrease time during the instrumentation, because of its design, it decreases the shaping time inside the root canal. And of course, the greater cyclic fatigue resistance is very important according to some tests made for the F1 system. Rome, University of Sapienza is very popular, and they are very efficient on cyclic fatigue tests because Professor Gambarini is here, and he's the father of the cyclic fatigue resistance studies in the literature. So when they test the file and they have the accurate results, it's very important for R&D department and for us to criticize all the levels of the accuracy of the file. So it is very high resistance to fracture compared to normal rotary files. So it's the mostly and well admired part of the instrument because we don't want to break any instrument inside the root canal system. It's very important for us. So F1 can be your best choice. So if you see a teeth like that and it's maybe will be a breach restoration, we just focus on that, and we need to see that you need to find your pathway with your natural file. Then I use AF Blue rotary SX for my coronal application. Then I use my sequence for F1 to complete my treatment. And also, I sometimes use the F1 Essential, Stelio Italiano Endodontics, which is a very efficient set of files chosen by Stelio Italiano. I use in my clinical practice. So if a case like that, you need to get inside the case to understand the proper problems inside the case. So when you look at this case, you see the apical part, you cannot see the apical clearly. So this means there can be a second root canal, apical delta, or a calcification to reach the apical part. So there's a caries here, you need to remove the caries, and you need to shape the root canal according to your application. So I use my C-Flex, my flexible hand file, to negotiate into the root canal. I go to number 13, number 20, number 25, and with number 30 to reach the apical part. It's clean and clear procedure that I used for shaping my root canals in my dental clinic. It's best usage for best method for my application. So I also have a sequence. It's named as Dr. Emre Övsay's anatomical shaping procedure. You can also check that in Fundamentals page, in social media, in my Instagram, that I have a sequence of files. You know, I sometimes use hybrid technique, and I advise you to use hybrid technique for using Fanta F1 files. So it's mostly a very nice file design. To watch the factory video, you see that it has a good cutting edges and a unique design that is different from the competitors. Also, I put it in the cyclophatic test, and it has a huge amount of time for the breakage. So let's see the application as a single file. If you want to use it as a single file system, it has a high speed, about 500 RPM and 2.6 nanometer torque. It's so powerful, so fast. You make your irrigation procedure, you make the recapitulation. You can just continue with the F1 to complete your shaping procedure easily. And you can finish your cases for your application. So I sometimes show my slide that's the below part is the new F1, the upper part F1 is the used F1. So of course you can use F1 for more than once, but if you use it more and more and more, the file tears easily and it prevents you to have the apical stop. This is basically the most important point for your using endophiles. I test the file with the artificial canals, and you see the difference. As an endodontist, I don't recommend to use the file more than once. You know, the files are single use, and I offer you to use the files for just one or twice, no more, for every file, not for just F1, for rising, for every file, for every application. So Also for this case, I negotiate with my nanophile, I make the coronal access, and I go through with F1 without using number 20 and just the 20, finish with 25 to make the root canal. You see the flap design under the 20x microscope. It's so flexible, so powerful, and it's a very unique file, as you see. And a special file. Why it's a special file? Because I had a problem in the student clinic in my previous university. In prosthetic dentistry, they use lentillo to remove some, to put some materials inside the root canal system. And the helicidal lentillo is very popular among Turkish dentists and also for the ones that make prosthetic dentistry. So they broke the lentillo inside the root canal, and a prosthetic assistant come to me and said what we will do. So, you know, for basic endodontics and for basic application, we always used to use a H-file to remove the helicoidal lentillo from the root canal. But I have F1 in my pocket, so imagine that the helicoidal lentillo is stuck inside the root canal. I place my F1. Firstly, I separated the lentillo from the gutta percha to counterclockwise. Then I turn with 500 RPM to clockwise. Then I remove the lentillo easily from the root canal. You know, it's sometimes a disaster to break the lentillo inside, but I remove it without breaking the lentillo inside the root canal. It was an easy way to remove that instrument. For the bypass, you just try to negotiate with the nanophile. Then I use my favorite two F1 files to bypass the instrument. It's in the anastomosis point of the root canal system. So I just place my F1 and I negotiated between the dentinal wall and the breaking and the breakage file, so I can easily remove the instrument from the root canal system, that I could easily reach the apical part. So do you need a special file or a special system for your clinical application, for your every case? It's now time to talk about Rising file, which will be released very soon. You know, I always put Rising inside my webinars and presentations, and today I'm going to mention you some details, of course, about Rising.
Shine bright like a diamond.
It's a very unique, powerful system with special heat treatments.
Fine light in the beautiful sea. I chose to be happy. You and I, we're like diamonds in the sky. You're a shooting star I see, a vision of ecstasy. When you hold me, I'm alive. We're like diamonds in the sky. I knew that we'd become one right away. Oh, right away. At first sight, I felt the energy of sun rays. I saw the life inside.
We are not offering you endodontic files. We offer you a system that changed everything. So
We're beautiful like diamonds in the sky. I so alive. We're beautiful like diamonds in the sky. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Shining bright like a diamond. We're beautiful like diamonds in the sky.
I'm sure Rising will shine like a diamond. Thanks for the thousands of people texting me from Instagram that they are waiting for the release of Rising. I want to thank them. I want to say them thank you so much for this wait. We have a limited time to release the file to market, so you can have the file to test in your clinical practice. And it's a minimal invasive file. It has extreme cutting efficiency. It has a maximum debris removal. But the most important part that you have a perfect cone fit for your apical stop. So you shape with the file, it creates the apical stop for you. You put the special gouda percha, which is produced for rising, and you can complete all of the procedure. It's a flexible file, and it's very unique file to use in your clinical practice. I always mention about rising in my presentations because I'm so excited as like you that we are going to launch our file very, very soon. So I want to get some details about the rising files. It has an orifice shaper. I will do a rising webinar also explaining you all the details about all the cases, about all applications in your clinical practice. But I just want to have to give you some information because everybody asked me that how it is going to be like, how would I use rising in my clinical practice? Oh, doctor, I have a problem. I cannot create an apical stop for my endodontic cases. So I just want to show you some details. So this is the orifice shaper. This is the glide path file. This is the shaper file. And these are the shaper files for large canals. It's a fast file, 450 RPM and 2.5 nanometer torque. And for the finisher files for large canals, you can use the green and the blue one. There is something different about the sequence, which I used to mention in ADAC in Dubai, and everyone was interested in that application. So you can use the system as a single file technique if you would like to use in your clinical practice. You can use it as a single file technique, but I advise you to use this rising as a whole system. So to just make some intro to application, I will just show you a small video.
Paint me a scene, city in color, the way that you see, the way you see it. Don't you wish that I could give you?
You see how the debris removes to the coronal part?
If you wanna run ahead, I'll meet you. Where the water meets the earth, we cling to. If you wanna find the edge, I'll come too. I could run around this world all day with you. Weightless, floating through the day. Trust that I'll be okay. I'm happy alone. Waiting for you. Wait until you realize.
And you get the apical tuck back without making anything.
Sing it out.
And special thanks today for attending for my webinar. I would like to be with you in my always in my webinar time. I will answer all the details, all your questions from the Facebook group so we can talk. And if you want, you can follow me from Instagram and you can ask questions about all details of the files, about Rising, about everything, what you would like to share with me. Thank you for today. And, we are going to have more webinars with you. So basically, I'm always happy to be with you here. I'm Dr. Emre Övsay, the global speaker of Frontidental, and wish you a good day and see you for the next time.